Looking at our response so far, looking at how, we're beginning to take more interest in the budget, what would you say we should be doing a lot more?
But I think that there must be, and I've said it, I captured it slightly in a religious term, we need to have people, there needs to be an economic team for this, for this government. They need to get a bunch of people together. Mr. President, you are good at managing insecurity, you are good at corruption. Those things they're good. They're giving us the major headlines outside, and Nigeria is getting serious. But you must have a bunch of guys, and they are around, who will drive this economy side by side with what you're doing. That way, all the money you took from all the banks, sitting in the CBN, earning nothing, and the banks are struggling. That team will come to him and say, you've raised this money, this is the strategy we have to bring it back into the system so that the system can be deflated. Yesterday, you had an analyst talking about the time. We've lost time. We used to say in those when we were seminars, the temples were started, now regamus. Time wasted can't be regained.
But we're going to lose more now.
Yeah, so the point is this, you need to redeem the times. Yes, some time have been lost, but redeem it by ensuring that you have a crop of people that you don't need to know everything. You don't. As a leader, integrity alone that he has is enough capital into the economy by force, by fire or by force. This will have really, really eroded him. He will now say, okay, what's going on here? And that's what you need. You needed to jolt, you needed to jolt this government into the fact that, you know what? The Nigerians voted you into power, and we want our life. While you're doing this is okay, but please, we want to do our businesses.
And the thing about this is that, other than them budgeting the civil service, that's the engine room.
Oh, yeah.
So the people who are going to implement a lot of this. So if this kind of budget is emanating from there, are we in trouble?
Yes, but that may be too hard, because I believe that every disappointment is a blessing. We need also to drive institutional reforms. Obama said it, but I know that this president is one president that believes that not only do you need strong institutions, you also need strong men.
No, isn't that the reverse?
No, wait a minute. He said clearly. It's not only that you need strong institutions, it's good, but you need strong men. I'll give you an instance. You've built a wonderful business here called Channels Television. But without an intelligent Chamberlain, without an analyzing heart like a lady, and of course, a highly, definitely critical, this whole thing would just be a building. So the quality of the people, will determine where the institution goes. The quality of the people. The institution built by laws and is okay, but if you get someone that is, is a son of subterfuge, he will use that system, and that's what's going on in the budget. This is how you had so much money in the pockets of people in the civil service. This is where it is done, officially done, embedded in our budget document. After the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, every year, the budget of the nation is the best next document. This is how, there's a piece by Chidi Amuta on this day, yesterday or 2 days ago. You need to go read it. It is time to take over the parties. It's a masterpiece. Because the point here is that people back off, and these political parties, struggle. There's a new one, young people will be managing it, all of a sudden, before you know it, they win an election. Some guys, now from nowhere, now determine when you wake up, when you come back, what you buy, what you bring in, what the economy says, the exchange, whatever it is, all of a sudden. So this is a clarion call for people to get into politics. You need to, if people are becoming managing director, like what is happening in Abia State, if you're finished, if you've conquered the mountain, come down from their horse and get into politics. Don't tell me it's a dirty place. This dirty ground is where they are ruling you. If you don't take care, if we don't get involved, the politics of this country as presently constituted. Someone tell me it's a mafia, no, because if you don't reform the system and get the right people in, you're going to have a challenge.
Let's go back to the finance ministry, which you touched on, and you moved on very quickly. I wanted us to go back and trying to look at this document and how it was prepared. We have a budget office. We also have the finance minister. We don't have a coordination minister. We've never had until the last one. But
the vice president is supposed to be.
Is there a missing link? You said supposed to be. Is there a missing link somewhere? Where do you think we're missing out something that we haven't been able to connect that dot? That is because no one is saying anything from the presidency as it is now. Because
but it's understandable. It's embarrassing. It's understandable. The quietness you're noticing is. Excuse me. What's going on here? So it's not as if it's like they like it. It's like, excuse me. What is this? I am sure. If it was, in political parlance, they were calling the ambassadors, they were having internal meetings and be asking them such questions. So I mean, in all fairness, budget used to be under the Minister of Finance. This is the first time they moved it to Minister of Planning and from the ministry. So I'm not making a case for the minister, but if he makes that case, guys, we're just rookies in this stuff. We're just I just hurriedly put the team together, So it depends also where the capacity, the technical competence is domiciled in the value chain of governance at the moment. So if it was if it is in the Ministry of Finance, it was the Minister of Finance. I remember there was a director of budget. I remember him, one Okogo. He's now with the ADB. I think last time I was in Côte d'Ivoire, I saw him. He's now in ADB. Of course, you know how the international community are quick to snatch, some of your guys. I think there's another chap now who's in charge of budget. These are the guys you should bring on the table. And there's a director of budget. I hope you know that. Mm-hmm. So the ministers are political leaders. And by the way, the president said they were noisemakers. So the people in the civil service that are career civil servants who oversee some of these functions, you must call them to question. I remember very clearly when we did the PPP for Lagos-Ibadan Express Road was cancelled, and I clearly said, whoever signed that document apparently did not understand what PPP is all about. These are not
signed what document? The cancellation.
The process of a PPP, it takes a minimum of a year for you to structure a PPP, 2 years in some cases. And the essence of this is that government does not invest her money. People bring in the money. So what are you cancelling? Who did you sign on in the first instance to be? Who is the SPV, the special purpose vehicle you built? Is it around some local contractor? You do PPP with big boys, the owners of the franchise, not franchise. You don't. If you want to do a rail PPP, you go to the power, you go to Siemens, you go to GE, or those who work with them. If you go with people here, because you're bringing fund, you're bringing money that a state couldn't bring. Why would you be dealing with a man and his dog? You can't do that. It is if you want to do, you bring him the Julius Bergers, you bring him. See, there are three key people, and I don't want to go into people because that's my love. When you put them together, you will never go wrong. But if you fundamentally did not look at those things, you will come to a place where you couldn't do it. You approve a PPP and they couldn't do it. How?
So moving ahead, quickly, what do you hope to see as we move on concerning 2016 budget?
I think they should tactically retreat. Government should tactically retreat. They should tactically retreat and superintend rigor on the document. Look at it line by line, precept upon precept, and they just need to find a way to work this in. This is not smelling nice. I don't want to begin to say the quality of people that are superintending our life but don't have rigor, because what I'm seeing is the contrary. These are quality men.
But it appeared as though it was smelling nice when it passed second reading in the Senate. No. I must give kudos to the National Assembly.
whether it's the National Assembly or the premium times of this world or the media, this is one of those times you say, look, some eye have gone to say, by the way, let's look at Jida was telling you, the budget, the Ministry of Health, last year budget was today was the same budget. Listen, the difference between zero-based budgeting and the budgeting that we used to do is, the budgeting that we used to do is called incremental budget. Okay, we spent 100 million last year. Guys, okay, do 150.
Would I justify it or
Well,
not?
that's the beauty of a zero-based budgeting. As you come to, Mago is the president, okay, hopefully one day, they say, okay, you spent 500 million last year. How much do you want to spend this year? If the person tells you 600 million, you should tell him to go back. The first thing is that he will tell you, these are the things we want to do. These are the things we couldn't do last year. So these are the outstandings. Then these are their costs. We've done, Minister of Finance is set up an efficiency unit in Minister of Finance. What is your BPP doing?
And that's why it's more surprising when they say zero-based budgeting, because it puts the burden of proof on the manager.
Absolutely.
So justify what you want
This
to
is
do,
why
line up on line.
there is no reason why you shouldn't be calling people now to explain. Bros, you brought this, what's happened? It shouldn't be a discussion in the air. There must be human beings attached because somebody signed off. See, the way the budget is done is bottom up. It doesn't come top down. That's the difference. It doesn't. See, the president comes and gives a vision. That's why we keep asking, where are you headed? Because the moment you said you want to go to Ibadan, so your people will come to you and tell you, sir, you can go by air, sir, you can go by road, or you can go by rail. These are the costs. Is it important for you? What time frame do you have? So this is will now determine what route you take in going to where you want to go to. So this is the thing. They must bring the people who presented and say, guys, explain what's going on. You will see people now tell you know what, I didn't really read it through.
So at the end of the day, if that is done, do you think that we'll eventually still have a 6 trillion naira budget or the over 2.2 trillion deficit?
No, you need to, no, listen, what you are trying to do, you need the money because you really need to spend yourself out of this jam. And that was what they tried to do when they said, let's reduce something. They reappropriate the figures to critical areas.
Oh, but there are figures that don't even...
No, I know. But I mean, what they did was reactionary. People raised issues on the presidency, cars, so they went and dealt with that. They didn't now say, guys, if under the presidency this to happen, what will have happened under the ministers and MDAs? So they need to pull it back and then look at it each by one and then reapportion. You cannot just as the guys that budget 130 million for computers for national troops. Where is that? So you just need to reapportion it. Lastly, guys, let's get going. We are losing time. And I dare tell my people, my guys in APC and the presidency, you are losing steam. You will lose steam. You have a momentum. You need to build on it. You need to immediately begin to do things. While you are doing this, find critical people you trust. Some of them are there. I know, listen, I can share with the concern of the president. If this is happening under him, I'm sure you'll be wondering. People are still doing a couple of things while he's still there. So I'm sure he's concerned, What do we do? But he needs to. I mean, we need to get the place going. Pull back quickly. There are things you don't do in your car. You don't park your car to change. You have to keep doing it while you're driving. You have to find a way. If not, you will lose more time.
All right. Pascal Odigbo is a financial consultant and also group country director for Jeff and O'Brien. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's the show today. We thank you for your comments as well. Lots of them, as a matter of fact. But we'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Osal.
Thank you so much. I'm Maokbe Ogun.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.